Hello, brethren out there. Thanks for joining me on this channel, and especially with a little time left before the final exam. And at this particular moment, I'm going to be posting the videos after every consecutive 2 days. And whereas we are going to be starting from the first topics so that we just, by all means, try to evaluate how best our time can be utilized with the little efforts that we can place in each and every activity. For the meantime, we are going to discuss the concept on matrices, and also at the same time, we are going to collaborate this with the concept under the basic process of algebra on how to make a single fraction in its lowest form. So for the meantime, what is more important as you are watching the video is to ensure that there is a certain part time, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you're developing for yourself, and especially knowing the fact that this success depends on the quality of your thoughts, and especially mathematics has something to do with an action. So as we begin here, and as you are watching, ensure you pause where you haven't understood, ensure you rewatch the videos, and also try by all means to analyze the concept and try to relate in other past exam papers so as to claim self-reliance in July. Let's begin. So this question is under matrices. Quite alright, we are answering 2019 paper 2 exam, but our main intention is to develop how best a certain letter or variable inside the matrix can be found, provided the determinant is to be given. And as a result, we are going to discuss, and then thereafter we can talk about the inverse. So the question is the determinant of matrix Q, which is 8, x minus 4, then 12, and x is 8. Once you are going to find a matrix, and maybe in your July exam, once you find a matrix that can contain a variable, you need to be pretty sure that the determinant will be given, or else a certain condition will be given on how best a certain data inside that matrix is going to be evaluated. So now, before we talk about anything else, let's try to develop a little concept about matrices. By the way, a matrix is a rectangular array of numbers, meaning a matrix can contain a certain order, which can be called rows or columns. So let's see what we have to do here. Provided this is our matrix, then we have 1, then we have 2, we have 3, then we have 4. We're going to find that this 1, 2, 3, and 4 are just numbers, but they are a certain order they are under, of which they are being shown as the way they are being displayed. So I'm going to find that 1 is on the left position, 2 is on the right position. So this type of arrangement, where two numbers can be able to be allocated in this way, is rather called a row. Then, when we talk about this 1 and a 3, we're going to find that 1 is on the upper position, 3 is on the bottom position. This arrangement is called a column. As an exam devotee with almost 6 weeks remaining, it's important to understand that inside the matrix, there are rows and there are also columns. And afterwards, you need to know that this can't be a question inside an exam, as for you to talk about a determinant, we have to know about something that should relate to it, and that is no other than diagonal. So we can talk about a word called diagonal. When we say diagonal, we're going to find that the diagonal is the arrangement of numbers that are going to be in opposite positions. A good example is 1 and 4. So when we talk about 1 and 4, starting from the upper left up to the bottom right, we are going to find that this is the major diagonal. Then, starting from the bottom right to from the upper right then to the bottom left, we are going to find that this is going to be the minor diagonal. So the diagonals are going to be 1, major, then 2, they are going to be minor. So we're going to get the major and the minor. This is what can comprise a determinant through what you're going to do. So let's see what you have to do pertaining to the question that we currently have. The determinant of matrix Q is, that is 8. So we have 8, we have x minus 4, we have 12, then we have x. Find 1, the value of x. So the first thing, we can come up with the formula. Determinant of matrix Q. Or if we don't want, we can use the symbols for modulus. These are called modulus. And then we can put Q here. This means the determinant of Q. It is one and the same. So I'm going to say the determinant of Q, instead of multiplying numbers directly, as in an exam depends on how accurate and then manageable you are. What is more important is that you come up with an easy formula that can help us evaluate the value for the variable. So I'm going to say the major diagonal minus the minor diagonal. Take note, this is not the formula. It is just a helping statement or equation which can help me to evaluate the value for x. So the determinant of Q was given as 8. But for the major diagonal and the minor diagonal, we need to look carefully at the given matrix in order to know what's going to follow. So find the value of x. So 8 is on the upper left, bottom right we have x. So this means to say 8 and x are comprising the major diagonal. X minus 4 and 12, they are comprising the minor diagonal. We are going to multiply. So we're going to say on the major diagonal, we say 8 multiplied by x, then minus. But we have to be extra careful when it comes to multiplying this. You have to treat this as a single number. And where you are going to say open brackets, 12. But since this is more than 1, we can make its own brackets like that, so that this number can multiply x, it can also multiply 4. Then we are going to close like that. So I'm going to say 8 equals 8 multiplied by x. A number multiplied by a variable, the answer is the combination of the number and the variable. Minus, open brackets, 12 times x is going to give 12x. Minus, 12 times 4 is going to give 48. Now, this sign is supposed to multiply each and every term here in order for these brackets to be gotten rid of. So I'm going to say 8 equals 8x. So as never to cause the confusion, we can be able to say there is a hidden one, because 1 won't change anything except it will help us to expand. So I'm going to say negative 1 times 12x, negative 12x. Negative 1 times negative 48, positive 48. In short, 1 times 12x, 12x. 1 times 48, 48. Negative times negative, positive. At this stage, we have these two terms which are like. So I'm going to say 8 equals 8 minus 12. 8 is subtracting the bigger number. The answer is negative 4. What is common here is x plus. This is going to be 48. Then I'm going to collect like terms together. Either way, we can let negative 4x cross over the equal sign, or we can just be able to bring 48 to the other side. So I'm going to say 8. But this is positive 48, meaning when it crosses over the equal sign, it's going to have an additive inverse, which is negative 48. In simple language, when a number crosses over the equal sign, the sign changes. So we're going to find that here we have negative 4x. 8 cannot subtract 48, instead the answer will be negative. 48 minus 8 is going to give us a 40, then equals negative 4x. Now, at this stage, what is important is to divide with this number so as to leave with x here. So I'm going to say divided by negative 4, divided by negative 4. Negative 4 and negative 4 cancels. X equals a negative and the negative cancels. 4 into 4, 1. There remains a 0. So the value for x is x equals 10. Now, what is more important as it stands, provided you've watched up to this point, is that you need now to sit down, reflect where you are good. And what could also help you is where you target the things that you know and ensure that you improve on the accuracy and time management. And you need to know that you're the only person who knows yourself better than anyone does. So this depends entirely on your efforts. So the answer is x equals 10. Through the processes that we're being able to have stage by stage. So the answer is x equals 10. So we proceed. So I'm going to find that the other question is saying, find the value, the inverse of Q, the inverse of a matrix. Since this matrix was incomplete, we are supposed to replace throughout the expression on the position where x was lying. So I'm going to find that we have matrix Q, which is equal to. So this is going to become 8, but this is going to become, that is, for x was 10, so it's going to become 10 minus 4, Then, since this is just x, it's just going to become a 10. So this is 8, then 10 minus 4, 6, then this will be a 12, this will be a 10. So you are going to have a 6, then you are going to have a 12, then you are going to have a 10. So this is how complete the matrix was supposed to be without variables. So now, they are saying, find the inverse of u. The first step when finding the inverse is to make sure that we come up with a new matrix. And when coming up with a new matrix, you are just going to follow two rules. One, in the measure diagonal, we're supposed to interchange the positions. So I'm going to say, this number is going to go there, this number is going to go there. So this is going to be 10, and then this is going to be 8. Then, in the minor diagonal, we are going to interchange the signs. As it stands, 6 and 12 are positive because they don't have a sign. And the opposites of these are going to be negative 12 and negative 6, multiplied by 1 over the determinant. So, do you happen to have the determinant? Yes, the determinant was given as 8. So, what is the determinant? We are going to say 8. Now, what is going to follow up now is where we are going to evaluate to its simplest or lowest thing. So I'm going to say 10 multiplied by 1 is going to be 10 over, this is going to be 8. Negative 12 multiplied by 1, negative 12 over 8. Then this is going to be negative 6 multiplied by 1, negative 6 over 8. 8 multiplied by 1, this is going to be 8 over 8. Then finally, we are going to write the matrix of Q. We found its inverse, which is going to be now equal to. So we are going to evaluate here, of which we are going to find that 2 there is going to be a 5, then 2 there is just going to be a 4. Then here we are going also to use that is a 4. 4 there is going to give that is a 3. 4 there is going to give a 2, but there is a negative here. Then here we are going to use a 2, 2 there, 3, then 2 there, 4. Then 8 into 8, we are going to have that is a 1. Then this is 3 over 2. Here it's 3 over 2. So when we turn this into a mixed fraction, it's going to be 1 over 2, but with a negative. Then this is also an improper fraction. It's going to be, that is 1 over 4. Then this is going to be negative 3 over 4. Then this is going to be the final answer for the inverse. So what is important when it comes to the inverse, we are given a matrix containing unknown variables. Once you find the variable to be known, you ensure that you replace throughout the matrix, then you have a complete matrix. And afterwards, you ensure now that you come up with your own new matrix now from the same original matrix. And from this original matrix, we are going to find that we are going just to follow two things, either from the major diagonal and that is from the minor diagonal. From the major diagonal, all that is recommended is to interchange the positions. 8 and 10 interchanging in this manner. Then for the minor diagonal, we interchange the signs. If this was negative, I would have put a positive. But since it was a positive, though it wasn't indicated, I'll put a negative. So these are the procedures involved when finding the inverse. And ensure at this stage, I can highly recommend you leave the answer as a mixed fraction, if possible, and especially where we are having an improper fraction. So let's go to the last one. So that is about the matrices. Now, follow me up as I talk about the algebraic expression. Express, we have 6 over, then n minus 3 minus 5 over, that is n minus 2. As a single fraction in its lowest term. What's more important is to understand that this is a denominator and this is a denominator. So I'm going to find the common denominator. So I'm going to find that if this was n minus 3 over 6 minus, that is n minus 2 over 5. We're going to find that our common denominator would have been simple because these are numbers. We would have just said 6 multiplied by 5 would have given 30. This 30 would have been like 6 into 30, it is divided into 30 5 times. 5 into 30, it is 6 times. So, but now the opposite exists, especially in nowadays exam. So I'm going to find that n minus 3 and n minus 2 are supposed to be multiplied. And how can we show that we are going to multiply? We are going to say n minus 2, n minus 3, then n minus 2. The showing of the bracket simply refers to the fact that we've multiplied. So this is our denominator, this is our denominator. So these are our common denominators. Then for here, if we say n minus 3 into n minus 3, it will cancel. So it will leave this. Then n minus 2 into n minus 2, it will be 1 also. So what can be said in simple language is well, like we are going to interchange. The numerator for the left fraction will multiply the denominator for the right fraction. So this is going to be 6. We are going to pick the other denominator. So n minus 2. Then minus, this is going to be a 5. Then we're going to pick this n minus 3. And this is because n minus 3 into n minus 3 is 1. So n minus 2 times 6. n minus 2 into n minus 2 is 1. So n minus 3 times 5, which is where I've written here. Then, on the second stage, we are going to expand. 6 multiplied by n, it will be 6n minus 6 multiplied by 2. This is going to be a 12. But you have to be extra careful because there's a negative here. Had it been positives all through, there would have been nothing to worry about. So, minus 5 times n. Negative 5 times n is negative 5n. Negative times negative, positive. 5 multiplied by 3, this is going to give 15. Then we bring down n minus 3, then n minus 2. Then what's going to follow at this stage? We are going to collect like terms together. But remember, nothing that you are collecting as a like term is crossing over the equal sign. So whatsoever sign is in front of you, that is a term, is the sign that's going to be originally there. So I'm going to say 6n. 6n is going to bring close negative 5n. So minus 5n. Then this was negative 12. Minus 12, then plus 15. If you don't mind, you can be able to rearrange where you see like this is a smaller number, this is a bigger number. We start with the positive 15 minus 12, depending on how good you are when it comes to these complications. Then we're going to find that this is n minus 3, then this is n minus 2. Then at this stage, we're going to say 6 minus 5, the answer is 1. But simply because a certain variable is common, we are only going to write that. Then plus, this is going to be 15 minus, that is 12. This is going to give a 3 over, that is n minus 3, then n minus 2. If this was a positive, I would have cancelled. But now that these are different, I'm going to leave it here. So this is the final answer. So brethren out there, and especially every exam devotee, write an exam next month. Ensure you utilize this channel, you subscribe, you ensure that you share out the videos to as many people as possible who can also find this to be of that benefit. Now, what's more important, as we've talked about this, make sure you collaborate this with other questions that you are already good at. Do not be able to be a person who can be able to lay down yourself upon worries, because worry is a down payment in the problem you can never have. For now, till next time, it's a goodbye.